I am an A&R for a publishing company, and I also do tour management on the side, and a bit of everything within the music industry. I like to say, I don't say I have one particular job, and they overlap, which is really good, because it makes life easier. But in the nutshell, that's what I do. Yeah.
And which sounds as interesting, because everyone kind of, A&Rs, I understand. But what kind of position do you play? What kind of A&R are you?
A&Rs, I would say we're responsible for the next big things. We are the scouts for everything you hear on the radio. And remember, with publishing, I feel like it's more about making the record. The record label, they push you, they promote your video, they put money behind touring, all that sort of stuff. Publishers, we really care about the music. So it's about discovering acts super early.
You really care about the music? Yeah. Because, you say we, but I'm talking about, Fraser.
Yeah.
Why did you become an A&R?
Do you know what? I was Seriously, actually doing... It wasn't even like something I became. I was in my old job, absolutely still love what I did, and I just got a call one day, and he was like, "Hi, do you know, it's Tim Blacksmith," and I'm like, "Nah."
Who's Tim Blacksmith?
So I googled it. Well, no, I was on my laptop at the time, and I was like, "This can't be Tim Blacksmith." That like Tim Blacksmith. I was like, "No."
Like Tim Blacksmith?
Yeah, because I got a call. It said New York number, and I was thinking, "Who's calling me from New York?" I was like, "It has to be my my godfather or someone." And he's like, "No, I'm in London and I'd love to have a catch up with you." So I'm like, rah. Because if you Googled him and his business partner Danny, they are like holy grail within the music industry. They're
holy grail, so that's a position.
Yeah, well, I would say like they're two black guys from London. One is from Harlesden, the other's from Brixton. And, they first started out doing management, and Danny's had number ones with Acid House in the UK, but then eventually their business evolved and they're now in the Hollywood Hills.
What's the name of the company?
Stellar Songs.
Stellar Songs?
Yep.
And they literally were originally from the UK?
Yep.
And they went over there?
Yep.
Is that where you got inspiration from, or the motivation? But the question I wanted to ask is, why did he call you? What was you doing that he decided to give you a call?
I think it was a mixture of things. Within my old job, I had done a lot within the scene. So as well as doing the events management, remember, it's still putting on a live music event. So you're kind of A&R in early talent, deciding who you put on in the events. And it was a mixture of things. So we get submissions from online, but you still have to go through them. You still have to think like, does this sound good? Is this person ready? All that sort of stuff. So you're
like
A&R
a professor, like you was acting like beauty and the brains, intelligent, sophisticated, smart. Because that's the position you're playing. You thought to yourself, what made you feel that? No, naturally. To understand that position.
Do you know what? It was actually more. I've loved music since I was a baby, literally like 7 years old, watching MTV. Everyone. I grew up. My parents, my dad especially, he's very big on music. Yeah, so when Tim called me, I was kind of like, that's an honour for him to even recognise someone like me, because I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And well, I didn't know him. I didn't know he knew me. And then, but within I Love Live, because we had worked with so many of the emerging talent coming out of the UK and the best of the best. We actually got called in to do the first Rated Awards.
Yeah.
The first 2 Rated Awards, we did all the event consultancy on everything from venues to booking in talent, the actual runnings of the night.
If you also put in other words, like you play like the kind of Simon Cowell positioning, but not obviously not exactly like Simon Cowell, but it's like you're searching for talent, you're scouting the talent.
Yeah.
You're actually organised, not just the artists who speak lyrically, it's the people who make the lyrics themselves. So you're going deeper into the content of it.
Yeah, songwriters are a big part, and they always get overlooked. I mean, if you think like...
Why don't songwriters become artists themselves, which they do eventually after years, but how come it's like that?
They do over the years, but sometimes it's like they just don't have that. Like, they're actually better behind the scenes at writing. Sometimes you see songwriters come out and it doesn't work for them. And a lot of the artists, they still songwrite, but as ghostwriters. So it's not necessarily their songs. They might write... Like Neo, before he was Neo, he wrote Let Me Love You for Mario. All those sort of things, yeah. So like Beyonce has like 8 writers on the song. Sometimes word? Whitney never wrote a single song, and she's like my idol.
Lying.
No, Whitney never wrote a single song.
That hurt me now, man. I thought that was all natural, like.
Yeah, trust me.
You know what I'm saying? I thought those feelings were like from serious. I thought, yeah, I was on T Whitney, but And I hear you, I understand you with that kind of content. But here on Unravel, we like to know, me personally, the like to know what's it like in the industry working that as a female yourself. Because you hear stuff like all the time as females, it's hard for them in the industry, or it's a male dominated.
No, it is. It still is. I mean, eventually now it's slowly but surely changing.
Is that because there's more female artists as well coming through?
I think sometimes with more female artists coming through, you automatically need that female connection.
Yeah.
It's a guy can do it very easily, but sometimes it's just that feminine touch. And I just think that we are now being given the opportunity to show we're just as hardworking as a man is. And I just think, it's about being recognised as well. I remember like when my current bosses first gave me the job, they were like, we love that you're a woman of colour and you're female and we need more of them in the industry.
Is there a lot of black women in the industry?
There is.
Which we can't see.
Well, I think
unless you're in there,
You're in there and and obviously we have to, it's not just black women of colour in any sort of ethnic minority. We have to stick together to, build our, I don't know what the word is, like, to progress basically.
What you need to understand, Janelle Fraser doesn't just sign artists. She signed artists, if you don't mind mentioning some names who you signed, and she works with some big artists. Because what it is, just say someone who doesn't know you, just, like I say, the ordinary just be, because you're not in the public eye, in the media eye, the eye of those who, what I'm saying, doesn't see like the kids and stuff. So young kids or someone that wants to be inspirational is like, wow, I never knew, but you're working with these type of people.
Yeah.
You're the one that's doing all this. So even though they're giving them the entertainment, there's some kids out there, or there's some people out there who have that motivation as well to want to kind of get into that flow of work that you're in.
For sure. I think, when I first got into publishing...
You still haven't said who you worked with.
When I got into publishing, my bosses had already signed a lot of acts that I took on automatically from the roster.
Like who?
So that everyone from Emily Sandé, Sam Smith, Fetty Wap.
What?
God, there's so many. Recently we did Octavian. Oh my gosh, there's so many. It's just gone from me. We have all sorts. So we have a guy called Menace. He did Panda Designer. He did that beat. So he's like Grammy winning. We have.
But wasn't he from America?
He's from Manchester.
The designer guy.
Menace. The producer.
The producer. Yeah, my brother knows more like. You know what I mean? So that's why I look at him like, and he just gives me the nod.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
He's from Manchester. Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot of talent from before, innit?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not like it's obviously now, the platform's there, innit? But it's given in a certain way. But from before, we're not knowing these things.
Yeah. So recently, in the time that I've been there, we signed a group called. Well, we signed them as 3 individual producers and writers, but together they form a group called Mad Teeth, who was signed to RCA. A guy called Wav signed to Lost Ones. A guy called Stigmatic, who's also part of Mad Teeth. He's from Tottenham.
Yeah.
We have a guy called Harry James, who is doing a lot on the OVO camp. We have.
That's a lot of work,
It's gone for me. There's loads. There's a girl called Negan. She had a feature on the Drake album. There's loads. I actually can't think.
And what you just so that say 24/7 part of your life is it every day? They're just coming through, or is now is it a situation? Are you close to it now, or is it still where you've got someone working for it and then they give you the final touch?
No, it's very much a team effort. So remember, publishers, we work closely with management. We work closely with the artists themselves. So it's not just. It is direct, but there's loads of input within it. It takes a team to create a good project. My friends are like Ghanaian, Nigerian, whatever. So I'm very
obviously when
much
it comes on,
aware
then you get into the vibe.
But on my playlist it's probably like
just a calypso and soccer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cent by cent, then cent, da cent by cent.
See, this is the thing. Everyone says they know like soca and stuff, and they say the generic songs.
But it's not. You go to the old school, the original ones, isn't it? The ones that didn't probably hear. Did you go Carnival?
No, I go to the new ones. I go to the ones that are coming out 2020 as well.
Bruh, you get all this crazy, man.
Remember, I get sent a lot of music, so I get sent a lot of music first.
The playlist must be crazy. Can you even get some of your playlists as well? Can we share your playlist?
I don't really have a playlist. But
can we get the you know what I mean? Can we get
you know it's weird? Okay, look, like my recently added, I've got the old Michael Jackson album, 702.
Oh, 702.
Wretch. Lord Kitchener, he's a he's a calypso artist. Meg Thee Stallion, couple new things. Young M.A. I have
Yeah,
Heady One, Ariana Grande, Britney. I've got maybe
right?
here too.
It's
yeah.
happening. Then we also got the thing like we also talk about in America. Oh, they get so much money, they become Masons. Oh my God, they becoming. They follow into.
I don't know about that here so much. But
but I'm just saying because remember the UK is just kind of started.
Yeah.
Where in America, because it's in the urban scene over there, let's just keep it real, right? When we used to watch them over there, think, oh, these are moving mad.
I think. Remember, we look at
have you witnessed a lot of money change people in this game?
Do you know what? Not as much. I mean, if you look at like the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's, they came.
Who's our Diddy and Jay-Z over here? Is that Posty? Is it Posty and that?
Yeah, he's a young black entrepreneur.
And Rashid,
there's a few of them. Yeah, there's a few of them. I think as well though, it's like you have to remember America's scale is completely different to ours.
Which is right.
What it takes to get a top 10 here. And like the numbers to qualify as like gold, platinum, silver here, completely different to America. So scale wise, it's completely different. And again, it's like they'll get bigger quicker simply because they have. They can get big off their block. And also, it's just the amount of numbers they can reach. That's simple.
But UK's international now, though, isn't it?
Of course we are. And Americans love anything coming out of the UK. Like,
it's something that they've turned to us now, isn't it? Look
at like how well Tiny did over there. Adele, of course. Sam Smith. All these people are British. LMA.
Yeah, LMA.
They love a story. Yeah. Jesse J did well over there.
Tiny did well. Did he alright? Did he actually do well?
Tiny changed the face of UK music when he dropped Fast Out. There was nothing.
Yeah. It was quiet. He came at a time when it was quiet, innit?
There was nothing like that. Remember, he came from doing Wifey Rhythm and GR. Was it Channel AKA, Channel U songs? He came from doing stuff like.
But he was signed to a label, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Wasn't he taken care of then, innit? Like,
it's not about that. You can have a label and the label can take care of you, but at the end of the day, you still have to make the music.
Yeah, you still have to.
And when Labyrinth did that, Labyrinth's one of the most ingenious producers there is going.
So is Labyrinth from Stonekey? So he's from Hackney, innit?
Yeah, Labyrinth has a studio around Chocolate Factory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Labyrinth is crazy, and now he's got songs with Nicki Minaj and Sia, like big G. And I always say, like, when I look at my bosses as well, they manage producers called Stargate, top 5 producers in the world. Any of your favorite songs, it's crazy. Like I even go to look at them. Yeah, I draw for the playlist because honestly, every single song that is on there is like one of our favorite songs, kind of thing. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Basically, when they first started here, they were doing everything here. So they did everything from S Club 7, Mystique, that kind of stuff.
S Club 7, oh my.
Remember, exactly. And then they made the move to America, and their first 2 cuts were Neo So Sick and Rihanna Unforgettable, and from there,
gone.
Exactly. And that was obviously a big move because they had to, their families were here, all that sort of stuff, but they knew the vision, and now they have a multi-million house on Venice Beach. Trying to find this playlist still.
But like black labels, record labels in Britain, we got a lot. Are these artists that are getting signed? Like, I'm just keeping it real. I need to understand, didn't it? Because we look at it differently. It's not like So in America, they got their black America, they got their labels. We got that over here. We do when they artists like say Yes and One and all that stuff, but they still signed to another label. Which is obviously a white.
Yeah, there's sub-genres. Sub labels.
Yeah.
So
why do they have to be? Is it because of promotion and stuff that will get them further? Is that why they get?
Look, these are all the cuts that start.
Fraser, you've worked with a lot of people. Like you might have, or you work around it. You're in the industry. You're in the industry that we look at today as this is our people going forward. Like this is good. Sure. This is the doors are open.
I'm very fortunate for every single opportunity I've had. Like with everything tour management, it just took one person to.
Does it pay good?
Yeah, it does.
Like from what we see as a rapper,
remember,
I get paid.
I never do anything for a paycheck. I do it for the love.
Yeah, for the love.
Job.
Naturally, the love's good, but
it keeps the roof over my head, clothes on my back, and food in my belly. So it's good. And remember, I feel like we're not taught enough about money management.
So you were gonna get on to that.
Yeah, we're never. I feel like it should be compulsory in schools.
It should be, innit?
As whether it's like, I don't know whether they class it as like economy or whatever, or economics, sorry, but yeah, we're not taught enough about it. So it's something, unfortunately, sometimes we either do really well or don't do well. And I always say, you know, I was raised on live within your means.
Yeah.
You know how it is back home. Like, just because my mum can afford it, don't mean I'm getting it. Oh, mum, please can I have night?
So what do you think of like the kids of today then, or like the young kids for the future generation? Especially when what you're saying about that. Like,
yeah, I feel like it starts from the parents though, because I feel like, well, my mum, she came from Trinidad. She made it here. She came when she was 25, so she came quite late, in fact. But, you know, like I said, I'm fortunate that she's instilled all of her upbringings in me, because she was one of 11. They didn't have much growing up at all. There was 5 of them sharing a room. So I'm so fortunate. I'm so grateful for everything I have. I just think kids of these days, they don't understand how hard their parents or their grandparents may have worked. Yeah, because a lot of them are second generation. It's a thing where their parents have actually been born here, so they're, was that even third generation?
Fourth,
yeah.
I call them fourth, fifth.
I'm not entirely sure, but they, you know, they don't know anything. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm of Nigerian, Ghanaian, West Indian descent, and have never been home. Not to say oh, you're less Jamaican because you've never been to Jamaica, because again, flights are not cheap.
It's not easy.
Hotels, if you don't have family, they are not cheap at all. But again, it's a thing where when you are able to go and experience it for yourself, you learn so much. And I'm so fortunate to have gone back as much as I have, and I just hope that I'm able to do that for my children one day.
Do you know what we could do for kids? You know, something to say. You know what we could do for the kids? Obviously, but it also depends on your timing, because but I used to throw events, right? And you know, like when we was young, we used to watch the Americans, all the young kids. They used to get to actually see the people that they listen to. Like, you know what's bad? When we say like it was like 4, 5, 10 in the 80s, did you actually know word for word the music that your parents were listening to? Can you actually remember that?
Some of them, yeah.
Kind of, but as a mass around us, like, you know, the other children and stuff, like, if you remember in your social circles, like, it wasn't really that predominant, innit, like it is today. Like, you can catch different kids.
Yeah, but remember, they have access to it. Which is, every child has, whether it's an iPhone, at least an iPod.
Or a tablet or something. And they just pick up quick.
You know,
You've seen
Apple
it, yeah?
do stuff like family packages where, that's what I'm saying, it's so, that's why streaming is so high, because kids may not have a laptop or whatever to watch YouTube or whatever, but all they need is a phone. And that's why streaming is so high with people like not even T-Mobile, Vodafone, whatever they may be, the telecoms company. They cut deals with providers like Spotify, like Apple Music. So on Apple Music, I can get it through EE. So therefore, anyone with a phone, everybody has a phone, can have access to that. So it's so easy to stream and listen to music. You listen to music whether you're cooking, on the go, or like on the train, whatever. It's so access to music.
And they're seeing it. They're seeing it.
Yeah.
So why not? Why don't we give the kids shows?
The thing is, remember, it comes down a lot to venues.
Now, go on. Let me hear this.
So venues still have to make money. How do they make money? On the bar. Under 18s can't buy alcohol. People can't even buy drinks. They're not actually legally allowed to be in some venues. Therefore, that's the thing. I would love to do venues for children. Parks are...
Because there's always festivals. I mean, they get to throw festivals where people are drinking alcohol.
Yeah, but licenses. And do you remember how, again, festivals are still, I think some of them are 16 plus. But it's licensing. And remember, say you want to do it in a park, and to a certain level,
we can't cater for the kids?
We 100% can, but I'm just saying, people think it's so easy to have a vision and do it, but realistically, you have so many hurdles to go through. If you want to do an event in the park, you have to get... But
you're a teacher, you're a professor.
You have to get permission from the council, and then within that, you have to get permission from the council. Have to get residents from the council have to get permission from the residents. It's a whole circle. If we wanted to plan something,
I mean, they do it from we get wireless. We get adults, the teenagers.
Okay, funding wise, they have Capital, Extra, Wireless have. Is it Barclaycard? One of them, MasterCard? One of them big sponsors. That's how they can afford to have Cardi B's and Stormzy's and Davido's and whatever.
Okay.
You know, it's a big process. Don't get me wrong, it's something 100% achievable, but you just got to really plan it properly.
Yeah.
You got to plan it super properly.
But it's like, so I was not saying comparison with a 12.
Well, where it's like the kid's not gonna realistically remember something where, like, even just a little bit older, 11.
What age group we're talking though? Because in America, BET and that is it? What is it? 12 to 16.
Is their highest thing? Yeah, I would say here too. But those, okay, so certain venues and a lot of like the O2 academies, because they know their audiences, a lot of their events are 14 plus, and that's probably the youngest event you would get.
O2 Academy. Mm-hmm. Oh, and that's where they get all the Spice Girls or some other stuff like that.
No, that's the O2.
Is that what they do with the CBBS?
London. No, O2 Academies. There's a few. So there's it's like a sister group, but they have events in they have venues in London, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Newcastle, all the major cities and towns in the UK. There is an O2 Academy or arena, not arena, assembly. No, hold on, assembly.
But that would be nice though.
Academy, yeah.
That would be nice though if the kids got.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully it can happen.
Yeah, one day, hopefully. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, but also again, like so many things, you have to think about what artist is going to perform a song that is child friendly. There's so many things you have to consider. It's so easy to say.
I know. It's very so easy to say, but it's like saying, what song is child friendly that don't listen to these days? These young kids are listening to the same thing that we listen to.
But remember, it's like when I was growing up, I listened to Spice Girls thinking, it's when two become
There's
one.
nobody. We don't have Spice Girls. There's no Spice Girls now.
I didn't know what when two became one meant.
Yeah, because there's songs with the words, which is very true, which is what they're doing right now, isn't it?
Yeah, they still do it in a way, but
But they're saying the kind of same.
Is it a one-off song or is it?
It's every
Is it
song.
a one-off song or is it something like they can perform at least 3 songs, that kind of thing?
Because there's some artists that have that kind of commercial safe song. Is that what we're gonna call it? The safe songs. The safe songs for the young kids to listen to.
The mainstream songs, yeah, for sure.
And then even if they're not that mainstream, but there's. Yeah, we're not talking about like the underground, but we're talking about.
But then again, some of the biggest songs we just did when we did Stormzy Glastonbury in summer. I mean, he is headlining Glastonbury, the biggest festival in the world, saying "fuck the government and fuck Boris."
Yeah.
Like, do you know how sick that is?
Yeah, but that's good though.
It's sick.
You get to be free and speak your, you know what I mean?
And the thing is that
why hold back?
Is that it wasn't even him saying it. If you do that to the audience,
and then they're saying
everybody, you can't ignore something like that.
Say music is very powerful.
Music is the universal language.
It is very
100%.
You studied it like that,
huh?
You studied it like that. You understand it. The power of it.
And that's why, like I said, like I actually love music.
Off topic, yeah. Cool. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
See when Michael Jackson died,
Yeah.
That day it was raining. There was
I was on a flight to Trinidad.
There was fireflies. I didn't know what happened, but I remember when the sky went mad. Yeah. There was many different type of. Did I say fireflies? I said fireflies, did it?
We mean those ant things.
Mosquitoes, whatever they were. But I'm saying, cool. Now, I don't know. Spiritual University, I said to this kid from Young was very powerful.
Yeah.
And they grabbed him.
Mate, but it's more than that. Like,
because literally he grabbed it.
When David Attenborough dies, I will cry. He's the one who does all them. His hoes, money, strip club, whatever it may be. We just like. It's not that we have like. It's not that we need to argue against it, but it's that is a culture in a sense that comes with it. We're used to it. It's still good music. I'm never gonna break music down in a way where
is that what? Much. So then it's like the good music is the sex, the drugs, the things, and then intellectual, knowledgeable.
No, there's still loads of good music that's without that. There's still so much good music. Isn't that the kind of balance? No, there's still so much good music that isn't just about that.
But are we getting much of that?
Yeah, I think we are now.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we are now.
I think Jay Huss's album that comes out is going to be very conscious.
I don't think. I mean, you can mention it, but I wouldn't say Stormzy talks about that stuff all the time, and he's like the top selling artist in the UK.
With Stormzy, I ain't heard his full album, but lyrically, like, you get intellectual wisdom. You know what I mean?
Same as Dave.
Yeah.
But also remember, it's like
that's like 2 out of like 20 rappers that we have. They say we got more.
Kano, Gets, Throne, Shah Grant. She is an amazing A&R at BMG. Afreya, she's an amazing marketing at Virgin. Well, yeah, at Virgin.
There's actually a lot.
There's loads. Those are the few. Even there's an amazing girl called Sarita. Sarita works at Universal. There's so many.
Universal Records.
Publishing. There's so many. We
need to see more.
Well, no, we're working towards stuff like that. Even on radio, A-Dot, Cyan, Nadia J, Snoochie, Maya, like everyone. There's so many girls like doing amazing things right now.
Do they have that black female award show, or just black cultural award show?
Yeah, they have.
I know there's black cultural award shows.
But I think as much as like we say like and focus on the blackness, we can't solely focus on it, because by doing that we're still segregating ourselves.
Oh, is that how it's kind of seen when it?
No, I personally see it as that. I feel like we need to.
But they talk about it.
Yeah, we need to support our culture in the best way possible.
You know what I'm saying?
And put it on a pedestal, but at the same time, the more that like I sometimes feel like we keep saying black, 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 black,
okay,
black.
Oh yeah, what's your culture? Our culture.
No, it's not so much the word, but I'm saying like.
But you know why that is though, isn't it?
Yeah, because we came
from Nike and now we're trying to get something.
All of that.
So even the fact of that, and the fact that most people's been before, you will hear people complain about getting bumped and all that stuff, and problems that go through it.
No, and there still is that.
Like as a tour manager yourself, it's probably been placed. I don't know through experience, but say your artist can't perform there because of behind the scenes, and it affects a lot of things.
Mate, we had enough of that recently, like with stuff that's been going on. There's been so many tours shut down, or artists can't perform in certain places. Yeah, see,
after that scene that happened, as we spoke, with the effect on that, did that actually, you know what I mean? On that, I'll just say how it is, isn't it? Right. Some of the most like situation that we've seen on Instagram and social media, even though now he's still doing his tours, but before it came, was there problems like where police are trying to get involved and shut it down, and you know sometimes when an incident happens,
of course,
but because there's a black artist and stuff, is it seen as like it's a problem? How they come on it like that, or they come professional? You know, there's professional, and there's the fact that you're attacking because of it's a black artist.
I think they're always gonna try and do the most. I'll say it like that. Whether it's the fact that he was the person he is, whether it was just a normal guy, either way. But of course, it's just heightened because he is who he is. But he's an amazing guy.
We are the main selling product ourselves, our music. It is. No matter what, we can. There can be a next type of wave music, but a lot of the black artists will carry it. A lot of the UK, the culture will carry it, innit? Why are we not? Why can't we? How do we own our own? Because if people say, I'm trying to understand the difference of when you actually own your own and when we own our own. What's the thing like? Because are we in a position where we can actually pay for our own things and we don't need to use the other Sony labels and
but people, why can't we have our own Sony? Okay, see what you're saying about cost, yeah?
Yeah, is that what it is?
It's not even that, because you can make an amazing project with £5,000. That's a lot of money, but in terms of when you get, if say you get a record label for only 50,000, 5,000 is 10%. It's tiny. Do you know what I mean?
Because they throw the money. That's what it is. And it's
but
given.
What I'm saying is, you can achieve so much without crazy money. Crazy money. It's just talent.
Natural,
it's literally just talent.
I told my friend that one time, man. Obviously, he should be out soon. But I said, bro, because obviously, like the psychological thing of just his image and that, and he's very talented. I said, bro, the talent alone sells.
Yeah.
The talent alone is your natural nature. It's what you attract.
How many male and females you have to sell more of an image than guys, because people always buy into. Well, they buy into sex and sex sells, but sex they also feel it's not just because
like Miss Banks changed her image, innit? Like, is it simple because sex sells, right?
It's not even just sex though; it's more just.
But the image,
yeah, but like a young girl listens to Miss Banks, she wants to be wearing what Miss Banks is wearing on Pretty Little Thing, and then she had her own line. Oh, I think it was Pretty Little Thing. She did a line with them, like it's more than just like actual sex, and lyrics and all that. But then again, males, it's like a guy may not be the best looking guy. I'm talking like there's no right or wrong. Give me a name. Give me a name. Give me a name. There's no right or wrong, but it's like, you know, you get the clean cut guys with the
like who?
The ghost looking guys like from Power, those kind of things. But then you get guys who they're not sharp, 6 foot tall, whatever, but they're just sick, talented. So that's why they'll always sell. Look at, okay, for example, Biggie. Girls loved him. And this guy was how big? He was big. He was big papa, man. Exactly. Big. But just because talent, that's all that matters.
And the aura was too much, man. The G still. But okay. But what about the UK?
What about it?
I don't know. You mentioned Biggie. What about these?
I'm not naming names. I work in this industry.
Is it like
not
that?
naming names at all.
No, I heard that.
But yeah, there's a lot.
Did you get a lot of artists trying at you sometimes?
Did I what?
In the industry, like the artists that you work with, they like try to take your dates and all that stuff, and that. They try to keep not professional. Obviously, you can't name the names, which is fair enough. But it's just a natural understanding of how it goes.
There are artists who I think that if I had allowed it to have gone further, it could have gone further, type of thing, more than just like a friendship. But you have to realise, if I was to ever do that, it's my career. I never want someone to be like, oh, that Janelle Fraser girl, she's going out with so and so, she's only where she is because of so and so. Never.
Can't have your name on, innit?
Yeah, literally. And again, it's just, I'm always so cautious of business and pleasure, per se, in the sense of.
So you like a romantic person, or you just?
Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic. It's ridiculous. Yeah, like it's actually ridiculous.
Say, you want to go to Paris for dinner?
Yeah, like all of that. I've done. Yeah, I'm hopeless romantic. Yeah.
Did he just ring you and say, let's go to Paris for dinner? Like?
No, but he would like be like, here are your shoes and your dress, and buy me like a shoes and dress for a date night and stuff. I get flowers like every month without fail. Yeah, like I'm a hopeless romantic.
You've done the ocean and all that stuff, like seashells and dinner in the
I've had love letters to my door.
Yeah. So Valentine must be crazy. Sometimes you get excited before it happens because it's Valentine.
Valentine's it's like my second favourite holiday after my birthday.
Word?
Yeah.
What you say, just flooding
just spoiled, yeah. Valentine, yeah.
Have you done a dozen roses and all that stuff?
All of that.
Flower petals on the bed and the show.
Yep.
Strawberries and chocolates.
Not really. I don't really like that, but.
More like just the actual things of doing things.
Yeah,
and
it's just
the surprise.
small. No, but it's small things.
That matters as well.